agents here! Gee, thanks, Obama! Oh, bummer! That's what I call you!
Hello, and welcome to the Kongversation. I'm Chad McCanna.
And I'm Hyle Russell!
What was the accent there?
Oh, sorry, I'm advocating for Redneck Kong this year, so I decided to get into the spirit.
Hyle, Redneck Kong is not a canonical Donkey Kong universe character. Canonical?
Damn it.
Canonical.
You say
Wow.
Canonical, I say canonical.
And I am wrong, because canonical is not a word. Welcome to the show.
That's what they called it, like in like Minnesota, like
Canonical?
Canonical, yeah.
Yep. Yes, Minnesotans don't know how to speak. So, that's their way, though, and we're accepting of it. You're welcome in the Union, Minnesota. We have nothing against you except your inability to pronounce word. What? Is that a trope? I don't know why I'm yes-ending this. I've never heard that about Minnesota.
No. Up there in the upper Midwest, they have that very drawn-out way of speaking.
Oh, kind of the Fargo sort of. I know it's North Dakota, but yeah.
North Dakota, but yeah, North Dakota to, I would say, Minnesota, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, potato.
Canonical.
Okay, yeah, so enough of whatever that was.
Yeah. Welcome to the Kongversation, everybody. And this is a very special episode. And
we say that every episode.
But this one is true, because it is the Hall of Fame 2016 Town Hall.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're doing is we're opening the floodgates to you, the people, and we are inviting controlled chaos into our episode, so
Yes.
so you can advocate for who you want in the DK Vine Hall of Fame.
And it's not even really controlled chaos. We usually I try and go through and make sure a call is relevant, and if it's really, not up to par with it, if it doesn't have anything intelligible to say or ask, we won't play it. But this time, every single call that was remotely on the topic of the Hall of Fame got in. And even some that really weren't.
Yeah, so if you at home are listening to the Kongversation, perhaps you're a new listener who discovered the show after that Platonic interview we did a few weeks back. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, I'm on board with this show so far, but what the hell is the Hall of Fame? And that's a fair question, because we haven't really explained it this episode. So let's.
Yeah. The DK Vine Hall of Fame is, and I should stress that, let's get the branding correct. This is not the Donkey Kong Universe Hall of Fame. This is not the Donkey Kong Hall of Fame. This is the DK Vine Hall of Fame. And I want to underscore that, because we've been doing it. We've done it 3 years so far. We induct 5 characters each year, and these are the Hall of Famers that are reflective of the bizarre kind of comedic, tongue-in-cheek focus of DK Vine. These are definitely not the characters a casual observer might expect to be in the Hall of Fame. I think there's one glaring omission so far that would underscore that point.
Right, Forrest Wong, obviously, but
right.
I know plenty of people have been advocating for him this year. No, DK Vine, at its heart, has always valued one thing above all others, and that's characters. Mm-hmm. Characters are what can make a game a Donkey Kong Universe game. If they're a native-born character to a Donkey Kong Universe game, then any appearance they make thereafter will be a Donkey Kong Universe game.
We are like a sweaty, cooked-up Steve Ballmer running back and forth on a stage yelling, "Characters, characters, 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 characters!"
Okay, that's an analogy you can make. You can make it. I won't.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's the whole reason. We followed. Let's say we started with Donkey Kong Country, as we did, and we're Donkey Kong Country fans. Diddy Kong Racing comes along. It introduces 2 young lads named Banjo and Conker. So from there on, we follow Banjo and we follow Conker in their respective series. Banjo has a pet goldfish named Royston. Royston's starting to appear in all these other rare games. We'll follow them too.
Yep. We have no choice at this point.
So it's the whole reason why we cover games like Goldilocks and Little Bear, which has has a copyright skirting cameo by Royston, but it's word of God because Ed Bryan, who worked on Banjo-Kazooie, this game was his brain baby.
And he all but confirmed it.
All but confirmed it, which is all we need. For more on that, see Tricky in Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah.
But yeah, we value characters, but more than that, we also value obscura. We love we love flashing our fandom calling cards to one another, and to do that, it's how much do you know about these weird characters who the greater populace has no knowledge of? Mm-hmm. So that's why the very first Hall of Fame was in 2013, and we inducted 5 characters there, and I think it really set the standard for what was to come, because we inducted Diddy Kong, which, okay. But then we also inducted Mr. Pants.
Yes.
We inducted Tricky the Triceratops. We inducted Royston the Goldfish, and we inducted Ted the Boat Builder from off of Conker's Pocket Tales.
Yeah.
The first 5 characters in the DK Vine Hall of Fame.
Well, those are just obvious choices, I'd say.
That was a closed vote, by the way. It was that first year we wanted to get the ball rolling right, so it was only DK Vine staff, past and present, and rare staffers, past and present, who could vote in that. Following that, in 2014, we opened the doors to the greater population. We did an email ballot that year.
Population.
Anybody in the population of Earth or the greater universe or time-space continuum can vote in the DK Vine Hall of Fame.
The larger citizenry of existence.
We're not the Republican Party. We don't require you to show a valid government ID to vote at the polls.
Mm-hmm.
But you do need.
Well, you do have to have a valid Google account,
right?
Which in this day and age is basically a government ID. Am I right, folks?
That's. I'm glad you gave up that dream of doing stand-up comedy, Chad.
Come on, eventually I'm gonna get down these aggregate 180 episodes into a tight 5.
We opened up an email ballot the second year to the greater populace, and it was kind of a cumbersome way to do it, but nonetheless, we got kind of more standardized results that year, but we still got some weirdness. So it was the year of Tropical Freeze, so Dixie and Cranky both got in. They're riding that Tropical Freeze wave.
Yep.
K. Rool,
they got the TF bump, as they say.
Right, as they say, and they will never say again.
Yeah.
K. Rool, who was writing the anticipation of appearing in the new Super Smash Brothers game. I wonder how that panned out. K. Rool got in. We also got Kazooie, who got in before Banjo, which was interesting, and Shabunga from Star Fox Adventures. So I liked that the first year we opened it up to the public, it was still esoteric mixed with some very deserving characters.
Yeah.
Last year,
which I think, by the way, is kind of emblematic of the site itself.
We still love like the core characters. Like we love Kazooie, we love Dixie, Cranky, K. Rool. So it's not like they don't deserve to be in the DK Vine Hall of Fame. But thank God Shabunga was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Shabunga, who we've always cherished as a character because of his weirdo voice that sounds very much like Mr. Pants. Last year,
although interestingly enough, different voice actor.
We for years we assumed they were the same voice actor. We found out last summer. Nope, different voice actors. It just people at Rare, I guess, they're all bred from the same stock. And that stock is very, very excited dinosaur salesman / underwear models game show host.
Mm.
They all talk like this and Twycross.
Very terrified. So anyway, last year we switched to a Google form, which has been a lot easier to track the ballot. And last year, the character is Conker, who was also riding a wave himself last year when Conker's Big Reunion came out. And granted, that didn't really go anywhere for him. But at the time, we had considered Conker to be a kind of dead spin-off branch of the DKU. So just the notion that it had life in it yet, I think, really got people enthused about Conker last year.
And I will say it did go somewhere. It gave Agent Ape the ability to work on the project that's been in flight for a few months, Conker's Pocket Tales HD.
Oh yeah. And you can still finish Conker's Big Reunion Episode 1 in Project Spark. You can do Episode 2. It's just going to be your own personal continuity within Project Spark. But so it's not like it was something that never came to fruition. It just wasn't. We just didn't get the multiple chapters from Team Dakota we were hoping for. But Conker was in. We also got Banjo, who joined Kazooie, and then we also had Crystal, which was interesting. Right before Star Fox Zero was unveiled to the world, Crystal got in, which...
Okay, so I think that Crystal got in, and Shabunga. I think that you should explain how the voting occurs, well, once we're done going through this list, because I don't think that some of these Star Fox characters would have got in otherwise, but continue.
Crystal got in because there was a tie between Donkey and Lanky Kong. Basically, people were splitting their votes between those two.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that, but anyway, you got in.
Yeah. You got in, yes, you got in. And by you, I'm referring to the character you, not you as in Chad McCanna.
Right, no, and
but
I'm not.
Is,
and Hyle, you didn't get in either, except from your point of view.
Right, exactly. You, as in Chad McCanna, did get in, but only from your personal continuity, the same personal continuity that might finish Conker's Big Reunion.
Yes.
But yes, the character you, which is let me explain. Mm-hmm. It's the character of basically a personal avatar, a me or Xbox avatar. Basically, anytime a character that can be a personal insert in a game is used, we refer to that character as you.
Right.
First appeared. Well, that's up for debate, but we as a site we classify the first official appearance of you in It's Mr. Pants.
Yes. Little known fact: It's Mr. Pants is a second person game.
Yes.
You are playing in Mr. Pants's game show through the entire game, which is a puzzle game show.
You are the Ken Jennings of It's Mr. Pants.
Yeah.
So, which is how you got a certain celebrity about yourself and were then invited to appear in all sorts of competitions like Mario Karts and the Olympic Games. You are an Olympic athlete. Congratulations.
Yeah, you might not have known that about yourself, but
actually,
you are.
I really don't know if me's are in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Maybe they are, but they're at least in Kinect Sports as Xbox avatars. So
that's right.
And we also had Ryan Stiles, also in the Hall of Fame last year, which I love that he got in.
Right. I try and stay neutral, but I was pushing hard I was like subtly pushing for Ryan.
Subtly. There's nothing subtle. Yeah, you stay neutral up to the point that a Whose Line Is It Anyway celebrity is up for contention in our Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Which, Chad, can you explain to the people why Ryan Stiles was eligible as a Conker character, mind you, to be in our Hall of Fame?
Yes, of course, because when Conker Live and Reloaded came out, it was accompanied by a pack-in disc that was also rated by the ESRB, and on that disc was a piece of promotional material for Conker Live and Reloaded that basically provided some context to the adventure, and it was Conker's closest friends talking about kind of his rise and fall following the events of Bad Fur Day.
It was a mockumentary.
A mockumentary. And Ryan Stiles, there was an NFL player. There were like some professional sports players and a handful of
Cameron the rapper.
Cameron the rapper. It was a veritable who's who of who's that. Of who's who of whose line is it anyway?
Right,
because Ryan Stiles was also there as Conker's old stand-up partner.
Speaking of
which
stand-up comedy,
you generally don't see people partner up in stand-up, but I guess they were the original Key and Peele.
Well, we fan-wanked it away. It must have been like a Jeff Dunham type situation where everybody thought that Ryan Stiles went into racist puppetry, when really it was actually a talking squirrel from the rare archipelago he was partnering with.
Yeah, and Conker was just in a very rough streak in his life, and he had a few racist outbursts on stage.
When we're all in a down point in our lives, we all try to go out to LA, and it usually doesn't make things better. We usually flee, after several months, which is what Conker did.
Yeah.
But he had some success. He did stand up with Ryan Stiles, and that is canon, people. It's canon.
It's canon. The ESRB said so.
It was a bonus disc. If you reserve the game at GameStop, you got this bonus disc. So, Ryan Stiles is eligible, and I think we realized that last year. It's like, hey, Ryan Stiles should be on the ballot, and so he really, it was a big year for Conker last year. Conker himself. Yeah. Not Conker himself as in Chris Seaver, but Conker himself as in the character Conker, got into the Hall of Fame, as did his stand-up comedy partner, Ryan Stiles.
Yeah, Ryan Stiles, first year on the ballot, first year in. They call that pulling an Obama.
Yes. So, anyway, so those are the 15 inductees into the DK Vine Hall of Fame. So we are in the middle of voting for the 2016 class. Voting goes through May 21st, and to vote, you just go to dkvine.com/Hall of Fame.
All one word.
All one word. We have no time for underscores here. It's just got to get it done.
Yeah.
And you can vote for 6 characters. There's only going to be 5 inducted altogether, but we take the 5 with the highest amount of votes, and you vote for 6 characters in each category of the Donkey Kong universe. And those categories are Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, really, but Kazooie's not always in the title, so we just call it Banjo. Conker, Dinosaur Planet, which we used to call DKU Star Fox, but we decided to change it to Dinosaur Planet after Star Fox Zero to clarify it's kind of a closed trilogy spinning out of the attempted Diddy Kong Racing spin-off Dinosaur Planet that became Star Fox Adventures, and we changed it to Dinosaur Planet to avoid confusion, although I don't think it really cleared anything up. If anything, people are just now more confused, but hey, it's DK Vine.
Yeah.
Fish and Chaps, which are basically Banjo-Kazooie spin-offs, either Royston, Banjo-Kazooie character, Mr. Pants, Banjo-Tooie character, and not this year, but potentially Captain Black Eye with Sea of Thieves for next year.
Right. Although those characters that you mentioned are themselves characters within the series that they originated in this case, all of them Banjo.
Right. So Fish and Chaps are essentially Banjo-Kazooie spin-offs. And then we've got cameo games, which are basically the crossover games that aren't native born to the DKU, but have character crossovers with characters from the DKU. So you got your Mario Karts, your Mario Parties, your Smash Brothers, your Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie, your, help me out, Chad, hashtag IDARB.
That's one. Did you say Minecraft?
Oh, I'm sorry, Chad. Minecraft. Well, a little bit of news this week. Donkey and Diddy Kong are joining Minecraft on the Wii U edition.
It's about time.
With the Super Mario Mashup Pack, which means, and I can't stress this point enough, because Greg the Grim Reaper was already available, as well as an ancient mummy and one of the a zombie from Connect Sports something or other.
Season 2, I think.
Yeah. Because they were already available with a Halloween DLC pack available for the Wii U and PS versions of Minecraft. Donkey and Diddy Kong can now meet Greg the Grim Reaper from the Conker series. The Donkey Kong universe is coming together, my friends. Coming back together. Slowly happening. Thank you, St. Phil Spencer.
Yes. And I should point out, though, what I was alluding to earlier with Crystal.
Yes.
With the voting being split up by series, I think that, for some of the less popular series or the ones that have fewer characters, and I think in this case, the Dinosaur Planet series has by far the fewest characters, because we take the top 5 out of any category, but people get one vote in each of the 6 categories, that can artificially skew the results in favor of the series that have fewer characters.
Yes.
And series that have less popular characters. I have a hard time believing that Crystal or Shabunga would have made it if this was just, pick pick 5 people or pick 6 people out of a list of 1,000 Donkey Kong Universe characters.
But here's the thing, Chad, and here's the argument I make.
Sure.
It keeps it. Some of these characters wouldn't have a chance. We're opening this to the populace. This
is affirmative action, Hyle.
Right. It is affirmative action, and I'm a diehard liberal, Chad. So yes, sure. No, but Shabunga might not have a chance if we let people just vote. Then you're going to get Nintendo loyalists just voting for the Kongs. You're going to have a Hall of Fame where it's just the Donkey Kong 64 Kongs, and I don't know, Funky Kong, and I don't know, Rambi, So this way, it does keep it more diverse. It forces people to look at some of these other characters and cast votes. Yeah, you might not know anything about Dinosaur Planet and Star Fox Adventures, but you're going to have to look at this ballot and choose one. And by the way, you can skip over categories. If you know nothing about, say, Fish and Chaps, you do not have to vote when you cast your ballot. But once you cast your ballot, that's it. You can't go back and get that ballot back. It's just like a presidential election, and just as serious.
Yes, and just like a presidential election, even if you have no opinion or no knowledge of the issues at hand, you will be publicly shamed for not voting. Go vote! Go vote! Go vote! You have to! You're a bad person if you don't vote!
Chad, you know the issues. I'm going to publicly shame you.
All right, so we have 21 calls to get through.
Yes, we asked people last week when we've been pressing this all week long. We asked people to call in, support the character they wanted to see inducted in the DK Vine Hall of Fame this year. Mm-hmm. And so we got 21 calls this year. Legal drinking age in the States.
Yep. If our calls this week were measured in years, like what kind of measurement is that?
I have a feeling they're going to feel like years. So
yeah, the idea is that we are trying to at least maintain public neutrality. Oh yeah. So this is a platform for you guys. So
we're going to react to them and maybe give our thoughts, but we're not going to say that's a terrible decision. You should not vote for that character, or I really want to see that character, and everybody vote for that character. We're not going to do that, but we're going to be moderators, and we might you might see some insight into our soul. We're going to be fair and balanced, just like Fox News, and that we're not going to be fair and balanced at all.
Right. We try and base our rhetoric on Fox News at every opportunity.
Look, I really wanted to see Richard Nixon in the Hall of Fame this year because he is now a Donkey Kong Universe character thanks to #IDRB. But the cameo vote is kind of split because it's essentially every video game character that ever was. So, it's we'll see if Nixon gets in. But I mean, I'm not going to advocate for him, not even as much as you did for Ryan Stiles last year. I'm just sharing my personal opinion. It would be great if I could say Richard Nixon is a former president, resigned in disgrace, and is also in the DK Vine Hall of Fame.
Oh, did we? So I know that we edited Ryan Stiles' Wikipedia entry whenever he won to add, that fact, which is a fact, and I think is germane to his Wikipedia. I don't know if it's still there, but if Richard Nixon... Oh, it is. Good. So we'll have to make an edit to Richard M. Nixon's Wikipedia page should he steal the day.
I mean, it's going to be an accomplishment right underneath President of the United States.
Yeah, on the sidebar on the right where it lists all the... Let's start listening to some calls. Okay. Otherwise, this episode will go on for 8 hours.
Hey guys, Snorkel a Dolphin here. Just calling in to let everyone know that they should vote for me in the new DK Vine Hall of Fame in the Banjo section. Definitely cast your vote in for me, Snorkel the Dolphin. Probably one of the most memorable characters from Banjo-Kazooie. One of the greats of Rusty Bucket Bay. No one remembers Boss Boomblocks or what.
I do.
Forget him. Fuck Boss Boomblocks. Ooh. All right, Snorkel the Dolphin, number 1. He should be in the Hall of Fame up there with Ryan Stiles, King K. Rool. And without further ado, I thought I'd go off who else I'm voting for. So I think Donkey Kong should be in his own Hall of Fame, no question. Vote for DK. Vote for Snorkel. I voted for Greg, the little Grim Reaper guy from Conker's Bad Fur Day. But also, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have switched it to the Sunflower with their tits out. Voted for Beltino Toad from Dinosaur Planet. Voted for Moss Soup Swill. And I voted for Billy Hatcher because he rolls an egg around in his GameCube game. And thanks for my call. Snorkel the Dolphin, signing out.
Did he thank himself for his own call?
I was going to say, God, Snorkel's kind of conceited ever since he got his throat ripped out in Rusty Bucket Bay.
Although, sound logic, Billy Hatcher did roll an egg around in his own GameCube game, and I can't say that for any of the other candidates.
I don't even know what those words mean.
Thank you, Snorkel. Great
Thank you, Snorkel the
choices,
Dolphin.
except for potentially the second one. Not a fan.
So I've got to ask, if Snorkel the Dolphin is advocating for himself to be in the DK Vine Hall of Fame, how does he view the character you?
I'm assuming that Snorkel has a has a me or an Xbox avatar that's the coloration of a dolphin, like awkwardly forced into the shape of a human, like a reverse Kevin Smith's tusk.
Okay, but I'm saying from Snorkel the Dolphin's perspective, he's already in the DK Vine Hall of Fame. This is a logical paradox.
Well, I suppose from the perspective of any of these characters, what would happen if your mom got in from #IDARB?
Yeah, your mom is a character. Well, I mean, then your mom and your mom and your mom would be in the DK Vine Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. But from your mom's point of view, she would be in twice.
Right.
Yeah. Is that allowed?
My brain hurts.
Let's just take another call.
Okay.
This is freaking Dixon here. Oh, and I just wanted to tell you, Donkey Kong, no. Vote Nixon. Agnew.
Is that it? The call's just going on. Hang up when you're done calling.
Well, okay. I mean, to be fair, he's always being recorded, so he might have hung up. Or just
That's true. I think the reel-to-reel was just spinning in the background.
Okay. For starters, thank you for the call, Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
I do think it's a shame that the only perspective you have on a Nixon impression is Futurama.
Right.
But still, nice job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he even went with an Agnew. Like Richard Nixon was not constantly calling for the headless corpse of Spiro Agnew. You realize this? Well, I don't know who I'm lecturing because that was Richard Nixon that called in.
I mean, who are you to tell Richard Nixon?
Not my place. I'm sorry.
When we wrote Richard Nixon as a character in our Emmy Award-winning college sci-fi comedy series Elvis and Slick Monty, cheap plug, we gave him his own affliction, which was hoo har har. Yeah, that was his
and I voiced Nixon in the show.
Yes.
I played him too, but behind a mask.
Yeah, we actually animated his corpse, but Chad had to do the voice.
Right. There was a lot of black magic involved, especially in the first episode.
Unfortunately, racist black magic. That
well,
when we eventually put that back up on YouTube.
Yeah.
reverse racism.
Reverse racism. It's okay.
All right.
Brandon was cool with it. All right.
we actually we have black friends. Okay, it's cool. Jesus Christ.
Let's take another call. This is going nowhere.
This is what happens when Nixon calls in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does nobody bring you gifts anymore? Well, I got a man for you. He's the Warp Stone. And he can bring you from here to there. Or he can open a dungeon that is in his asshole.
What? Oh, the maze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. Don't just take my word for it. Talk to these happy people who got warped around. This is Starbucks. Yeah, I need to go to the ice mountain to save the boy. The tricky fella. Well, he walked me from here to there, and the rest is history. He also let me into his asshole. So if you got a vote for Star Fox, you should spend it on the Warp Stone. Made by Warp Stone for America Foundation and Scotland as well.
Okay, so a lot to unpack there.
Okay, were we clear enough? I have a feeling people were under the impression they had to call in as the characters.
Well, these are the characters, Hyle. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, of course. Obviously.
I'm just wondering why, A, the Warp Stone suddenly sounds like Colonel Sanders, and B, why Fox McCloud sounds like a 1920s gangster.
Why? Yeah, well, okay, for starters, Fox McCloud referred to himself as Star Fox, which, okay. And also, he sounded like Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
So,
it wasn't my fault. It was Peppy's fault, and then Falco's fault.
So, that was definitely something. So, advocate for the Warp Stone from Off the Star Fox Adventures, and if that was, well, I don't know. I really have nothing to add to
that. Person made their case. That sentient stone from the past made their case.
who sounds like he's Scottish, but he's not Scottish because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He just has an accent that is very similar to a Scottish accent, much in the same way that the Imperials from Star Wars sound like they're British, but that would be ridiculous. They just have an accent that really resembles the British accent.
Yeah, that Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi share for some reason.
The inner worlds, like Coruscant and Corellia and whatnot, yeah, maybe they have an afflicted Ponzi accent.
Well, that doesn't make sense because the people in Naboo don't have that.
No, but they were like weird geisha Italians or something.
Oh, okay, of course. Just as George Lucas always intended.
And they had racist fish people living underwater, so...
It's true. Although, yeah, they did sound British.
Okay, let's take another call.
I don't know.
Hey, this is Alfred Peacock. I would appreciate it if you voted for me. Thank you.
Oh, that was the call.
Sure.
Hang on. Let's hear that one more time.
I laughed over it. I'm sorry.
Hey, this is Alfred Peacock. I would appreciate it if you voted for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the call, Alfred.
That is Alfred Peacock, who, by the way, is from Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. That is his canonical voice. Established now. We can't veer from that. That is hard canon. If anybody at Rare is listening, take notes.
Yes.
Because I know you have big plans for Alfred Peacock in the future.
Do you think Alfred Peacock ever visited the Tip Top Suite? Because if he did, then we have the rights to declare that his voice.
That is well. He was outside the Tip Top Suite. You know, he was nearby. So
sure. Adjacent.
What is the perimeter of our canon authorization for the Tip Top Suite? We really need to ask Peter Hensey at some point.
Nah, I think the inside. I think it has to be within the walls of the suite
where the stains rest. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, if Alfred Peacock does get into the DK Vine Hall of Fame, I hope Rare abruptly changes course. Whatever their future plans are, I hope they center around Alfred Peacock.
Yes, if Sea of Thieves is a day from going gold, abandon ship, refocus your efforts on Alfred Peacock.
Yes, I would love to see that press release.
And they would say, inspired by long-running fan site DK Vine. Can you imagine the hate mail we would get?
I don't know. I could see a contingent of Rare fans like applauding that. I mean, they wouldn't know who Alfred Peacock was because the people who are complaining that Rare's not making Banjo-Kazooie games don't know half the Banjo-Kazooie characters outside of, the original Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah.
So, maybe like 10% of people would be happy about that.
All right. So it's interesting that all of these characters that have called in seem to share similar vocal traits.
Well, they're all Rare characters. They're from Twycross.
Yeah, it's like Google. It's like the googly eyes of the voice.
Well, except Richard Nixon. He wasn't created by Rare that we know of.
He might have been. But Grunty's Revenge was all about time travel to the 70s, so who's to say?
Okay.
All right. Okay, that was the call.
Good pod. Good pod.
Yep, great episode this one.
I'm guessing that was a campaign for Gruntilda.
It sounded like an argument between the three Winky Bunyan sisters because you had your you had your and the Cartman-esque. So I've become very intimately familiar with these voices playing Banjo-Tooie the last few weeks.
Oh yeah, I have been very intimate with their voices as well.
Ew, Hyle.
Yeah, that was a masturbation joke. I masturbate to Banjo-Tooie is what I'm saying. If you weren't clear. It would be interesting though if like Blobelda got into the Hall of Fame before Gruntilda.
Mm-hmm. That would be like Donkey Kong's 4-year or 3-year running streak of being snubbed.
We kind of brushed past that at the top of the show. Yes, that is a point of contention among some fans that Donkey Kong himself is not in the DK Vine Hall of Fame yet, which I find it to be hilarious.
There's a good reason why Donkey Kong is not in the Hall of Fame because and this should be obvious to anyone who pays attention to our key art, but 3 years ago we killed Donkey Kong and gilded his corpse to make the award.
That's true.
Let's take another call.
Okay.
Hello. This is Fox McCloud, calling to tell you about my friend, Giant Donkey Kong. Now, when I first met Giant Donkey Kong, I was in single-player mode, fighting for my life to defeat Master Hand, or whatever it was. Now, he didn't seem that kind at the time. He was kind of an ass about it. I just needed to defeat him to go on, and he didn't want to make it easy. But, you know, the lad only had one stock and I had 5, and he had to do what he had to do. Now, since then, I've become really good mates with Giant Donkey Kong. And, well,
I didn't remember the premise of the call there.
I think you should too. Anyone should see that he is the best cameo character that's ever been. This is Fox McCloud.
Yeah.
Signing off.
I don't understand this take on Fox McCloud's voice.
Maybe Fox just realized it is a wonderful life.
I suppose so.
No. I'm glad he remembered his own name this time. Mm-hmm. He didn't refer to himself as Star Fox.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, he advocated for his friend the Warp Stone, and now he's advocating for Giant Donkey Kong from the Super Smash Brothers series.
I'm Fox McCloud. They call me the Tastemaker.
Well, not everybody is as gifted as an impressionist as you, Chad. Not even the real Fox McCloud.
You have to hit the R. If you're doing a Star Fox Adventures Fox McCloud, you have to hit the R's really hard because that's I find the
you have to hit the arse really hard.
The arse, yes. I've found that a lot of times whenever Brits try to do American voices, they really lean on the R's. And why can't I use my blaster?
Because that's really what sets the American accent apart from the British accent is the R.
Yeah. It's not the Jimmy Stewart qualities in the voice.
But I have a feeling I know where that call originated from, judging by the forum activity, because I know beloved DK Vine forum member, the Master DS, has been advocating. Well, yeah, he's cherished. He's like a son to me.
I wasn't being facetious.
It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Chad. You say you're my best friend, and I think you're just being sarcastic. It's been a point of cruelty in our relationship for 17 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I find it interesting that Master DS of the DK Vine forum has been advocating so hard for Giant Donkey Kong, and then a call comes in from Fox McCloud. Also advocating for Giant Donkey Kong. Is Fox McCloud in collusion with the Master DS to get Giant Donkey Kong inducted into the DK Vine Hall of Fame? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's literally no way for us to know. But
We
think-
could trace the call. I mean,
yeah. Actually, no. Those ones came in as unknown caller, which happens if people use Skype to call the hotline.
oh, I was really hoping maybe Master DS had purchased like 17 burner phones and was just throwing away each one after each call so we could trace them.
Yeah. That's the only way he can get around McNulty and Bodie. No, not Bodie. He wasn't a cop. Who am I thinking of? From The Wire. That's a joke from The Wire. All right, let's take another call.
You could have also made a Breaking Bad reference, and
did they use burners on that?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, okay.
Remember they would
All right.
snap them and throw them in the trash.
All right. Okay. Yeah. The Wire did it first. So, drug dealers did it first.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna
I don't
say,
know why I'm arguing about
It's
this.
not something that was invented by TV. I mean,
Yeah, Vince Gilligan really perfected the craft of using a burner to get around phone taps.
remember Saul Goodman had a whole drawer full of burner phones. Okay.
All right.
Perry here! I'm just calling to tell you about my friend and yours, Perry the Parallel Bird. That's right. Whenever there's fighters on my 7, I trust in Perry the Parallel Bird, who's always on my 12.
What?
I don't.
That's
No.
right. I would rather have a bird that follows me around than any other Donkey Kong character. That is my position.
What?
Ah! Put me out!
Oh,
Who was
okay.
it? Who was it? I didn't hear that.
It was Slippy. It was Slippy from off of Star Fox Adventures.
Oh, I thought it was the. I thought it was the Caesar from Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Okay, I thought it was Julius Caesar. So, I mean, I'm glad we were on the same train of thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so Slippy apparently knows of Perry the Parallel Bird, which I'm really not sure how that came to be, but considering Slippy is in the past and in a different solar system, but sure.
But Slippy does machines, so perhaps at some point Slippy's the Donatello of Team Star Fox.
Right.
Slippy likely created. I'm not going to fan wank this.
Well, no. I'm okay. Okay, so Fox McCloud befriended Diddy Kong in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Mamie Dixie has gone on and on about the animal buddy that helped her when she was looking for Donkey and Diddy in Donkey Kong Country 3, Perry the Parallel Bird. And Mamie Diddy was just going on about how often his girlfriend goes on about this Perry the Parallel Bird. And Fox thought this was a hilarious anecdote, so he went back to Slippy and he told Slippy about it. And Slippy was like, damn, I love this concept of parallel birds. And Slippy became obsessed with it. And
Concept of parallel birds.
every waking moment, Slippy was fantasizing about parallel birds from that moment on. There, I fan wanked it for you, Chad.
Thank you, sir.
I know that sometimes the Hall of Fame can feel like a free-for-all. However, there's one thing we all agree on. All of us on the red, blue, and green teams. Pauline, fuck that. We don't want Pauline in the Hall of Fame. Where the fuck is she even from? She's from like a fucking March of the Middies game. What the fuck is that shit? You don't want that. I don't want that. No one wants that.
I think a few people do.
Don't vote for Pauline. Support Giant Donkey Kong. And you can make a better Hall of Fame together. Paid for by Giant Donkey Kong.
Wow, the attack ads are coming out. I didn't expect that.
Wait, paid for by Giant Donkey Kong? What does he do to make money in the first place? He's a giant Donkey Kong.
And who collected money for the airing of that call? I want a cut.
I know, right? I mean, just kick it to the Patreon, man. Okay, well,
Yeah,
thank you
come
for
on, Giant Donkey Kong. If that is your real name.
Giant Donkey Kong, by the way, we should clarify, is a Donkey Kong clone made giant by Master Hand.
Yeah, that might not have been apparent, but yeah,
okay, so Master DS is waging this campaign on the DK Vine forum.
Oh God,
because he thinks it would be funny if Giant Donkey Kong got in the DK Vine Hall of Fame before Donkey
I think
Kong.
that's a pretty good explanation for why Master DS does a lot of what he does.
But you see, Giant Donkey Kong is in contention, being in the cameo games category with Pauline, who what was the damsel in distress in the arcade Donkey Kong, but is a Donkey Kong Universe character through her involvement in the Mario v. Donkey Kong Dawn of Justice series.
Yes.
So, and I Am Gibbon, beloved DK Vine forum member I Am Gibbon, is a big advocate of those games. One of the only advocates on the DK Vine forum. He is the proprietor of the DK Girder fan site, which has a more arcade focus than DK Vine.
Let I Am Given let him have the opportunity to make his own case.
I'm just explaining to the people why a Giant Donkey Kong was targeting Pauline there, because
okay, that's a little random. Yeah,
there is a debate on the DK Vine forum. It's really tearing the DK Vine forum apart, and I question whether it'll survive the DK Vine Hall of Fame class of 2016 voting process.
Yeah, there's never been a more tumultuous time to join.
It's true.
Yeah. By the way, I am immediately regretting my decision to play these calls in the order in which they came in, but that's the last one from presumably the master of the Nintendo DS.
Presumably. I mean, they all clarify who they are, and none of them say, I'm Master DS. They're all saying, I'm the Warp Stone. I'm Fox McCloud. And you know, what, are you saying Master DS was also Snorkel the Dolphin? Because I would argue no. I would argue Snorkel the Dolphin is his own man, so why can't these all be their own people as well?
Fair enough. And we gave you a little shit through the show, potential Master DS, but we do really appreciate the enthusiasm, and thank you for all the calls.
And you are the master of the Nintendo DS, which is a great, great system.
That is an unalienable title. All right, next caller.
G'day lads, Scrap69 here.
Ooh,
well,
what?
I'm calling to support Parry the Parallel Bird so that he can get inducted into the DK Vine Hall of Fame 2016. We've been campaigning for Parry's inclusion for a while, and now we're at crunch time. For the listener that may not know who Parry is,
Diddy Kong
he's
Racing.
a fantastic animal buddy, first encountered in Donkey Kong Country 3, which makes Parry a Donkey Kong series character for voting purposes. He flies parallel above the Kongs and collects out-of-reach items for them. That might be his in-game purpose, but for me, growing up with Parry, he feels like a good mate, a reliable friend, a true lad. This even feels embarrassing to admit, but he even feels like a bit of a video game soulmate. See, compared to other animal buddies, Parry flies above and with you, literally to his own detriment. Once you break open his crate, he could easily fly off and live a happy bird life. Instead, Parry, with his one-hit health, sticks with you, risking serious bodily harm in order to get you items and provides you that extra companionship. See, it might seem as though Parry gets no reward for his dedication to your cause, but I think it's a mutual reward of respect, love, and friendship that Parry truly parallels, and I reckon that is something we can take and hold on to dearly in our day-to-day lives. Not to mention, Parry also kind of brings out that guardian superhero in us as we protect him from the dangers of the world. So, now that you know who Parry is and what he stands for, I ask the DK Viners and Kongversation audience, make your vote count. Please vote Parry. Let's make this Parry's year. Let's make DK Vine great again. All right, time to bring out the trump card, eh? Come on, Chad. Take it to the fridge.
Wait, what?
Oh, yes. So I was provided with a supplementary audio file to this call. Here you go, Scraps. The fridge.
When the crate breaks open and Parry comes out and his image is the only thing we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as Parry parallels me. And Parry, vote Parry. Oh, Oh, vote Parry. Oh, vote Parry. He's sexy. If the sky is unreachable, oh, bananas and coins, and our high jump is insufficient at all. I won't cry, no I won't shed a tear, 'cause I know Parry'll get it for me. And Parry, vote Parry, oh, vote Parry, oh, vote Parry. He's sexy. Whenever there are items, you just vote Parry, oh, vote Parry, oh, vote Parry, vote Parry.
Oh man, I wish I didn't have one hand holding a microphone or I'd be applauding right now.
Yeah, well, that was lovely, Scraps. I think you made a great case. Wow.
I feel I'm supposed to stay neutral and I feel compelled to vote Perry. That was beautiful, Scraps.
I'm not saying who I voted for until after the Hall of Fame is over, but I regret my vote now.
I feel like we should have ended on that. Again, I regret my decision to play these in order. That was a perfect encapsulation of why the DK Vine community is so amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I think Ben E. King is rolling over in his grave, but only to applause. So
right.
Thank you.
He's wondering why is my corpse feeling this applause from a reappropriation of my song, and he has no concept of the Donkey Kong universe.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, damn, why didn't I sing about Perry the Parallel Bird when I had the chance?
Opportunity lost, Ben King.
All
right, next one. Well done, Scraps.
Hey, this is Phoenix from off of the forum.
Wow.
I think everyone should vote for Ma Soupswill from off of Grab by the Ghoulies.
Good choice.
She's real cool. She saves the day at the end of the game in her playable bit. I didn't see anybody else helping Cooper and Amber out there. Least of all Crivens, who just disappears by the end of the game. Where'd that guy go? And before the crazy conspirators come out of the woodwork to cry out, Crivens was the Baron the whole time, I'll leave you with this. If Crivens wasn't his own person, why is his artwork in the DK Vine gallery tagged as Crivens and not Baron Von Ghoul?
Oh, God.
Makes you think, huh? Anyways, another cool thing about Soupswill is that, at worst, she's only a slightly racist stereotype. But, even by rare standards, she's actually not as bad as she could have been. Imagine if she was instead a Chinaman, or a Chinawoman in this case, and she was cooking dogs in her kitchen.
What?
I probably wouldn't be pushing as hard for that character as I am for Ma. So, when you add up the math, it's looking pretty good for old Ma Soupswill.
You add up the math.
Pretty good. That's it. Everyone, please do the thing I just said. Thanks.
Okay, well, Phoenix, while I don't necessarily agree with your justification for why you should vote to Ma Soupswill, because she's less racist than she might have been, yeah, I really like Ma Soupswill. I think that's a sound choice.
It makes me want to take to Twitter with a picture of me eating soup, saying, I love the Soupswills.
Oh, man. Fair point on the Crivens entry in our media gallery. We might need to rectify that at some point.
The thing is, we got to keep our media gallery spoiler free.
Oh, that's also true. So, tell me this, Hyle. Do we have duplicate entries for Crivens and the Baron in the Hall of Fame voting?
No.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, at least.
And there's actually, when we were the biggest hassle this year, because I added the characters along with Cameron and some other DK Vine staffers. But the biggest hassle with hashtag IDARB was trying to suss out the identities of a lot of these characters. And it turns out like some of them, like the pig on the old McDonald's team, show up later in the story mode as the bacon. So, like, for example, Pig McDonald is somebody you can vote for, but the bacon on the breakfast team is not, because the pig is the bacon.
Yeah,
So
are you sure about that? That's the same pig that is then turned into bacon?
it's in the story mode. Yes.
Oh, okay. Fair
And
enough.
The duck becomes the sausage. So
Ew, duck sausage.
hey, you eat meat, my friend, so you would know more than I would. Is that something that sounds delicious or not?
No, that sounds gross and gamey. I mean, I like duck, but only
Well, yeah,
in certain...
it is gamey. It's from #IDR.
All right, next call.
That was a dad joke. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Ken and Hyle, this is Green Boy here. I
Green
want to
Boy?
advocate to enter Donkey Kong into the Donkey Kong Vine Hall of Fame because he's fucking Donkey Kong. All right, bye.
Thanks, Green Boy, from the forum, I guess.
Green Boy, the younger version of Green Man from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Ah, okay. Excellent. All right.
It's really just that time-traveling teenage Charlie Day who's calling in.
Charlie Day is really a stickler for branding.
To be fair, the DK in DK Vine does not necessarily stand for Donkey Kong. I mean, it does, but we plausible deniability here.
Could be Diddy Kong, because Diddy Kong Racing is the game that spawned the whole branching multiverse of this. Yeah,
could stand for D's Nuts, with the K being silent on nuts.
It's not even in nuts.
Newts. Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Hey, it's me, Logfrog here. Off of the very famous, world-renowned Forum Watch, and as Chad probably knows, I'm off of the DK Vine Minecraft server. Only $2 a month. Please donate.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyways, the Hall of Fame, every year, starting since 2014, has been a huge debate for DK Viners alike. Personally, this year's choice for me, at least for the Banjo side, was the Jiggy Wiggy Disciple. Hear me out. I believe that Jiggy Wiggy Disciple is the most important character in Banjo-Kazooie. As for, because he opens the gate for you to get inside the Jiggy Wiggy Temple. You see, Master Jiggy Wiggy himself doesn't really actually do anything. He just sort of sits there, standing there throughout the entire game, while Jiggy Wiggy Disciple lets you in so that way you can progress through your adventure. Also, Jiggy Wiggy Disciple lets you know when you're ready to come in to the temple. However, as we know, Master Jiggy Wiggy tells you that. Actually, Jiggy Wiggy Disciple tells Master Jiggy Wiggy to tell Banjo that he's ready to come in and solve a stupid puzzle just to get in another world. So, Jiggy Wiggy Disciple for Hall of Fame 2016. Vote for him because he fits on the puzzle piece.
Thank you for the call, Log Frog. I think a first time caller.
Yes.
Yeah, and thanks for the Minecraft plug. You're doing some amazing work in there, by the way. I hope to highlight that in a video in the near future.
I would love to see that video. I might even participate in such a thing.
Oh, you would deign to join us on the Minecraft server?
Minecraft gives us our first canonical meeting between Donkey Kong and Greg the Grim Reaper. You damn straight I'm gonna join that shit.
Well, not on the PC version, but okay.
No. Okay, hey, at least I'm enthused by something.
That's not Skylanders.
I'm not even enthused by Skylanders. I'm just trapped at this point.
It's an obligation, yeah.
But hey, I'm almost done with all the superchargers. I'm almost done getting them all and all the variants.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Finally. Somebody tells me congratulations in my life.
I have never heard that sort of take on the character of Jiggy Wiggy's disciple, but there's something to it, I think.
I really don't understand the argument he was making, but I do agree Jiggy Wiggy's disciple is a great character, and here's why. I'm gonna get on the stump for Jiggy Wiggy's disciple. Such a great name, rolls off the tongue. Jiggy Wiggy's disciple is a great character because he is completely selfless. He doesn't even have a name. He's just Jiggy Wiggy's disciple.
Yes,
and really,
I think his actual name is the disciple of Jiggy Wiggy.
Okay, But all the same, it's not his actual name. He's completely identified by his devotion to a particular character, which is kind of similar to us. I mean, we're defined by our devotion to all these weirdos. So, isn't Jiggy Wiggy's disciple or the disciple of Jiggy Wiggy just a reflection of us at DK Vine?
Potentially. And also that we are the stubborn gatekeepers to the concept of the Donkey Kong universe.
And really, I think our stories are going to end the exact same way the disciple of Jiggy Wiggy's story is going to end. Eating a poisoned batch of pudding so we can hitch a ride on a spaceship behind the comet.
You know, Hyle, do you watch Game of Thrones? Or are you up to speed on Game of Thrones?
You know, okay, I have not watched Game of Thrones because I am a cheap bastard who does not want to subscribe to HBO Go, but nor do I have any friends I can mooch it off of, but...
Oh, see, that's the boat I'm in.
Yes, but I plan to binge watch it when it's finished.
Okay, fair enough. The reason I brought it up is because Logfrog's description of the disciple of Jiggy Wiggy sort of reminded me of a current plot line that's going on in which the religion of the... Well, there is a religious uprising in King's Landing, and there is a figurehead to this uprising that acts as a gatekeeper character. And if the disciple of Jiggy Wiggy were sort of more tempted by dark a darker moral compass, then perhaps Banjo-Kazooie's adventure would have gone sideways. But because he's a better person than this character I'm obliquely referring to in Game of Thrones, then Gruntilda was ultimately able to be overcome for a second time. So,
Jon Snow,
a third
Jon
time.
Snow. That Jon Snow.
Yep, it's Jon Snow.
That's a reference to Game of Thrones.
Hyle, you really know nothing
about the DK Vine Hall of Fame 2016. You guys for a couple of years, and when I went to look at the list, but I'm going to go with one that was kind of one of my big advocates for Fox McCloud debut, starting with Fox personality for the first time. And, all this, put in Star Fox Adventures, and he was kind of about the work and I'm not paid, and gives his little nice name. It was tricky in the beginning, and then ending up really made me I like 64. I think he deserves a spot. Star Fox Zero, but hey, anyway, thanks guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, I don't. Hyle, help.
I thought something was happening with the Skype call there. Wait, was that an actual call?
No, that's what happened in the call. It was like a 2-minute call, strangely compressed into 30 seconds.
Was he time skipping? Was this Lost Season 5? I don't understand.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Well, okay. So Fox McCloud, I got that point. He likes something about Star Fox Adventures.
I got that as well.
Wow.
Fox, vote for Fox,
or else you'll fall into a temporal wormhole and lose a minute 30 of your life.
It's called the Orbital Gate, Hyle.
Oh, right. No, yeah, that's the Stargate of the Lilat system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? It just goes on like this. Do you recognize this song?
This is the theme from Coach, Chad.
The sitcom?
Yeah.
What?
With what's his name? Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson, yeah.
NBC. It originally aired on ABC in the 90s. NBC was going to bring it back as a revival series, but they shot the pilot for the revived Coach. And they thought it was too old-fashioned for today's audiences, so they scrapped it.
Well, I'm glad you could regale us with that bit of TV trivia while... Oh, thank God it's done.
I'll tell you exactly what this call was all about.
Okay.
It was a call in support of the character Coach from off of Connect Sports Rivals.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well,
or maybe Connect Sports season, or maybe Connect Sports season 2. He's from Connect Sports, and I would wager to guess this is beloved DK Vine 4 member, Rock.
Okay. All right. Vote for Craig T. Nelson in the DK Vine Hall of Fame.
He was in Poltergeist.
Let me start that one again. He was in Poltergeist, the most cursed film production known to man. Although, honestly, they used actual skeletons in the swimming pool scene.
They were just asking for the curse. I mean, really.
Yeah. Like I don't think the cast actually knew that those were real dead bodies when they were filming it.
No.
Yeah, kind of terrifying to rewatch, especially given that movie's rated PG. There's a lot of fucked up stuff in there.
Well, that was a pre-Temple of Doom PG. Keep in mind, this predates PG-13, but a PG rating back then would go for an R rating today. I mean, we've become,
in a lot of cases.
Yeah, we become greatly too sensitive when it comes to film ratings. But anyway,
make DK Vine great again.
That's the call. That's all we got from that caller.
Oh, okay. Was that supposed to be? Can we hear that again, Chad?
Sure.
Make DK Vine great again.
Could be Donald Trump.
What was that? Because there's a lot of presidents in #IDRB. They're on the team Dead Presidents. So was that like was that like John F. Kennedy? Was that Ronald Reagan? I don't know.
Oh, it could be a Kennedy. Make DK Vine great again.
I say scrambled eggs.
I wish that Diamond Joe Quimby had not set my voice in the public consciousness, because I don't dare actually speak like this.
It's just the easiest way to do a Kennedy.
I know.
The easiest way to do a Kennedy would be to be Marilyn Monroe, but zbazing!
Hey-o! Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Hey guys, ACZ here, and I am here to talk to you guys about the Hall of Fame, specifically who to vote for. You know, contestants are going to be throwing around lots of different candidates this year, many who I'm supporting, like Perry the Parallel Bird and Forrest Wong from Conker's Pocket Tales. But you don't know that I'm actually silently rooting for one other very, very important DKU character to make it into the Hall of Fame this year. No, silly. I'm not talking about... no. I'm not talking about Corrin from off of Super Smash Brothers. That's just silly. No, I'm talking about your mom. That's right, your mom from off of IDARB. Or, as you guys like to call it, #IDARB.
Ah, he got
Thank you.
I mean, what better character to think about than your mom? I mean, think about it. She's been with you forever. She's the reason why you exist. And on top of that, she also finds time to be a part of your weird, obsessive hobby that is the DKU by playing weird space soccer with Banjo and Conker and Saberman and the entire Killer Instinct crew. That's just crazy. So yeah, if you guys haven't voted yet, I strongly suggest all you people out there listening to this podcast right now, go out to the polls and vote for your mom. You won't be sorry. Oh, and Chad, I've got one thing to tell you.
Okay. There's like a minute left in the call.
The anticipation is killing me.
Yeah.
Congrats on winning the contest, man. That is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the news just broke, and I'm really excited for you. You and Jeff definitely deserve this, you know? But yeah, I can't wait to see how happy you guys are and what you guys... I can't wait to hear, basically, the Sea of Thieves preview episode now. Like, I'm just so excited for you guys. Oh, by the way, if you can just do one thing, Chad.
Uh-huh.
Okay, see you guys. Congrats. Bye.
What was that?
Vote for your mom.
So
that sounded like a Japanese horror film at the end.
Yeah.
The thing he wanted me to do.
Yeah, well, I couldn't hear exactly because the ACZ decided to crawl out of your television, dripping wet at that moment. But
Right.
There's a lot to unpack there. Yeah, first of all, Chad, we didn't mention at the top of the show. Congratulations, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. I'm like, it's weird because it hasn't kind of all sunk in, but yeah, I was one of the 6 winning entries in the hashtag Sea of Thieves contest. So at some point, I'll be whisked away to Twycross. I don't think that
you don't know when they're going to come and abduct you.
Right? Yeah. I won't show up to work that day, and everyone will be wondering. Yeah. Janelle will wake up with a dart in her neck.
Yeah, it's going to be like when Batman brings a stranger to the Batcave. You know, you're going to have a bag put over your head, and you're going to wake up disoriented.
Yeah. All of a sudden there will be this blinding light, and as my pupils adjust, I'll just see Adam Park dancing in front of me. No, but yeah, thank you for the congrats. It's really kind of incredible and a lot to process. But I'm among some fantastic company. The other 5 winners were excellent choices. And there were a lot of folks that didn't make it in that I thought were just as deserving. The contest itself was just an absolute thrill to watch and participate in. So thank you for the kind words.
I do agree. You are among excellent company, and I'm glad you're not among bad company, because I saw the band Bad Company's video for the Sea of Thieves contest, and it sucked.
Yeah, it was about as unoriginal as naming their one-hit single the same name as the album that is the same name as their band.
Hey, I love the song Bad Company from the album Bad Company from the band Bad Company.
Till the Day I Die.
Okay, so ACC. By the way, ACC.
Your mom.
Yeah, I love that you're developing so much stagecraft in your calls. I really do appreciate it.
I don't know what. I think there was supposed to be. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the. We live stream this podcast to our $5 and up Patreon patrons, and the ACZ is among them. And I think he's saying there was supposed to be a musical insert at that moment, and it just didn't play on the call.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad we have that live clarification, which is why you should really support us on Patreon at dkvine.com/Patreon. But I have an issue. I cannot vote for your mom. Well,
why is that? Is it because of the potential doubling up conflict that we discussed earlier?
Well, no, I can't vote for your mom because I don't want you guys voting for my mom, as in your mom to you. And there's a reason. My mom is kind of an ignorant bigot, so
Oh God, really? I've never met your mom. I've met your dad, but not your mom.
Just a little bit. I mean, it's ignorance. It's not out of any malicious hatred, but it's ignorance.
She's not a listener, is she?
Oh God, no! She doesn't even know what DK Vine is. But
this close to Mother's Day, Hyle. Wow.
But that's why I don't want her in the Hall of Fame. And if Maul Soupswell gets in, that's just going to be awkward.
That's your real Ma now.
I don't need her and Ma Soupswell in the same room, so I am not voting for your mom because I don't want you voting for my mom, as in your mom.
Fair enough. And by the way, another late-breaking correction so that we don't have to issue it at the top of the next show.
Oh my God!
What Samara from The Ring whispered into the phone was "Find Saberman Stampede."
Oh, okay. So yeah, Chad, that is your goal: is to commit corporate espionage.
Done and done. Thank you, ACZ.
They'll never know it was you.
Hi guys, Kev here. Just a quick one. I want to say congratulations to Chad for winning the Sea of Thieves contest.
Cheers, Kev.
A little bit disappointed that mine didn't get through, but I'm happy for you, you fucking bastard. And of course Jeff as well from Around Friends. Really happy to see him win.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gonna be great. Aside from that, DK Vine Hall of Fame. I voted Parry to back up Scraps because otherwise he'd never left me alone. But the only vote I really cared about was Banjo, and the character I went for was Log, known as the Lord of Games. And the reason I voted him in was because there's this really good podcast which uses his name as like a pun on podcast. Don't know if you've ever heard of it, but yeah. Aside from that, who else did I vote? Forrest Wong for Conquer, because of Andrew's campaign. Bloody hell. I can't even remember the others.
It's like Rick Perry during the debate.
I voted Sonic, because he's clearly the best video game character who isn't DKU. But, right, anyway, yeah, cool. See you later, guys.
All right, Kev, listen, we know that you love cereal, but enough already, right? Yeah, your Sarah Koenig super fan page, like, just enough already. Stop plugging cereal on this is our podcast, Kev.
Yes.
Jeez. Next thing he's going to be calling in with male Kahimp ads.
So he wants Log to be in, which is he's a contentious character among certain Banjo fans. Just because they think it breaks the fourth wall too much. I disagree. I like Log. But I see the point. I think it's not a hill to die on. But yeah, Log for the Hall of Fame. There you go. He also mentioned Forrest Wong. And we haven't heard any calls really advocating for Forrest Wong, but that is one of the big ones that is being advocated for in the DK Bind forum, and that's the result of Agent Ape, I believe.
Yeah, I think that Forrest Wong was mentioned previously in an attack ad against Forrest Wong.
Right, it's getting hard to keep track. I have charts written in crayon on my wall, but I mean that's how I organize my life in general. So,
it shows, Hyle. It shows.
Fuck you. By the way, everybody's calling in to congratulate you, and the only thing I've been congratulated for is almost finishing my Skylanders Superchargers collection. So I'm kind of feeling a little blue right now, and I don't mean autism blue, which is I still need to get one more autism blue Skylander. But my point.
Well, that would that involve violating your moral compass? Because as we came to learn that the organization that created that Autism Blue character is apparently like the worst enemy to the interests of the autistic.
Yep.
All right. So are you going to do it?
I have to. The Donkey Kong universe demands me.
What if you buy it secondhand? Is that appropriate?
That would be more appropriate, but I don't think they get any money from this. So I think it's just like a branding thing. But. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
But anyway.
Well, here, look, maybe you'd get more accolades on the level of winning a trip to Rare if you actually completed your Skylanders Superchargers collection. You know, you say you're almost there.
Yeah.
Maybe when you get over that hump, then just the accolades will roll in.
I can only hope. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let everybody know when I'm done.
It seems intensely likely to me.
Anyway, Forrest Wong, it's a weird character for anybody to advocate for, because when I think of Acorn people not in the Hall of Fame, because right now only Ted the Boat Builder is in the Hall of Fame, I would think Evil Acorn would be the most natural choice. Forrest Wong, I mean, I don't know, Forrest Wong, Forrest Guardian sticks out in my head before Forrest Wong, but Forrest Wong has his fans, apparently. He has a diehard fan contingent out there, so... Here's to you, Forrest Wong.
Right, and you know, now that the aforementioned Agent Ape is putting together Conker's Pocket Tales HD, I think that's reintroduced the game Conker's Pocket Tales to a lot more people than were previously aware of it. So perhaps the fact that they've been scrutinizing that game, maybe there is something to it. But that wasn't Kev's choice.
No.
That was just mentioned in passing.
Well, he said he was going to vote for the Conker character, Forrest Wong, I thought. So
okay. Oh, yeah. Right, that wasn't the core of his call.
The core of his call was a plug for his own damn podcast, so I...
Yeah, thanks for calling, Kev. Thank you for the kind words. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for the... Well, you didn't say anything to me, so fuck off.
No. He hates you.
Fuck off.
Look. I'm just saying...
Oh, Mamechi.
You have to vote for Mad Jack from off of Donkey Kong 64. Mad Jack is the best character in Donkey Kong 64. That absolutely trash video game. To explain, sounds like Donald Duck, the greatest fictional character in the history of mankind. And unfortunately, Donald Duck's not in DKU, but this is the closest you can get. So vote for Mad Jack.
The closest you can get.
I mean it. Mad Jack's the best. And if you have a little bit more heart, vote for Mamechi for the cameo game character from off of Mario Kart Grand Prix 2, because really, think to yourself, wouldn't that be hilarious? It would be hilarious. And that's why you should vote for them.
You know, I thought about it, and he's right.
Mad Jack and, of course, Mamechi. Here's what you should not vote for. Any Fire Emblem character, because Fire Emblem is complete trash. In fact, today, Sakurai had a interview where he stated that we talked about the Fire Emblem characters, and he said that, and he pretty much half-assed answered it by saying, yeah, I know there's too many Fire Emblem characters, but it was a strategic choice. And it was because I'm a fan. That's what he said. So Sakurai's a dirty liar who deserves to not make the next Smash Brothers. So
I don't think he wants to.
Don't choose any character that he likes. So do not vote for any Fire Emblem characters. That includes Corrin. One guy, the girl, I don't know who they are. Don't vote for them. Don't vote for Bayonetta. Don't vote for Cloud. Just vote for Mad Jack and the Mamechi. That's who you have to vote for.
We don't know who they are, their customs, or what they look like, but we can assume this. They stand for everything we don't stand for.
I've got to say, I love you, Mamechi. Never change.
Wow.
So vote for the demonic Kremlin affiliated puppet monster, because it's the closest thing to Donald Duck in the Donkey Kong universe.
I love that in Mamechi's head, he has this spectrum of how like Donald Duck anything is. And Mad Jack is just really far on one end of that spectrum.
I would argue it's a spectrum disorder, but okay.
What, the awareness of Donald Duck Donald Duckness?
Yeah. There's going to be a whole sham of an organization about Donald Duck hyper obsessiveness, and they're going to paint Skylanders in a chosen color of it.
Yeah, well then that'll be one more for your collection.
Hey, there you go.
Thank you, Mamechi.
Thank you, Mamechi.
Whatever. Thanks, Matt.
How many more calls do we have?
3.
Okay, let's do it.
Circle in the drain.
Hey guys, this is Agent Ape, and I just wanted to tell all 5 of your listeners to vote for Forrest Wong in the DK Vine Hall of Fame. Forrest Wong inspires me. When I look to the stars, I think maybe, just maybe, Forrest Wong is looking at the same stars. And if the stars align, he's thinking the same thing. And when I feel down, I just think that one day, Forrest Wong will be by my side. And if he wins, we can plant that sexy stud in the earth, where we'll grow into a fully fledged Wong tree, which will bear so much fruit it will end world hunger, and I will get a lot of wood from the tree. And when I want to be confident, I put my hair up in a shitty ass comb over. I look in a mirror and I say, I'm going to be bold and handsome like Forrest Wong. In life and in love, I try to emulate his generosity in giving Conker a key and present in the spooky forest, or be helpful like he was when he told Conker where the boat builder is, or when I want to be successful like him. He owns a gold panning business. I really want to be like Forrest Wong. I'm just saying, it's really important. So, we should all aspire to be as generous and helpful and successful as Forrest Wong.
Successful.
Also, he has 4 houses. So,
4
he's
houses.
Good at erections.
Mm-hmm.
House erections.
Wait, what?
Vote Wong, 2015.
Yeah. He erected 4 houses.
Oh, I thought his houses were shaped like boners.
There was in college. There was this flyer put out by I assume a Jewish students group. The holiday Sukkot, where you erect a sukkah. well, the poster is one of the funniest things I've seen on a college bulletin board, but it was advertising a Suka erection. Yeah, real top-notch comedy.
Yeah. So long as it's not circumcised, yeah.
Right, of course. In keeping with the faith.
Right.
Agent Ape, thank you for the call.
Actually, it has to be circumcised, sorry.
Yeah, the opposite of what you said.
The opposite of what I said. I'm sorry.
Which is a very clean way of getting out of any of the really offensive things that we say on the show.
Absolutely.
We meant to say the opposite of that thing.
So I'm sorry. I was really just distracted by the idea that you could actually plant an acorn person and have them grow into a tree. I never considered that.
Yeah.
And
you could have evil trees. You could have guardian trees, Wong trees.
That actually should have been how Conker's Pocket Tales ended. Like, Conker just planted evil acorn, and then, like, he was just stuck as a tree.
You know, I think since Evil Acorn has been hurtling through space, as far as we know, perhaps there. You remember that movie? Not the Tree of Life, The Fountain. Wasn't that Darren Aronofsky? You remember how it was like this weird little snow globe with a single tree? I think that tree is Evil Acorn that was planted in that weird. All right, this is going nowhere.
That's just take another call, man. Just
all
get
right.
into it.
Hello, fellow DK Vines. Have you voted for Perry the Parallel Bird yet? No? What are you, gay? How many other parallel birds can you think of? A vote for Perry is a vote for justice. A vote for justice is a vote for America. And a vote for America is a vote for Perry. Vote Perry or die!
Holy shit.
All right, wow. Well, we do not endorse the overt homophobia of the last caller.
Okay, these calls are getting homophobic and racist and insulting to us, 5 listeners. Good Lord.
Wow. Okay, let's just round it out with our 21st
call. This political season is getting ugly, Chad.
It's really getting ugly. I feel like people are just trying to make headlines as opposed to actually speaking to the issues.
There's no substance, but maybe this call is going to be the October surprise that turns it all around.
Could be.
Hey there, Chad and Hyle. It's Malik once again, and I'm here to voice support for one of my characters of choice for the DK Vine award thing you guys do. He's the leader of the bunch. You know his name, but why is he not in the Hall of Fame? You'd think he'd be a front runner, winning something in the first year, but still nothing as of now. He may not be the most versatile Kong. He may not be the smartest. He may not even be my favorite. But the fact that DK himself has not been inducted is kind of an injustice, wouldn't you say? So I'm asking somebody, anybody, everybody, vote in the DK Hall of Fame for DK if you have nothing better to do with your time. It just needs to happen. Also, Ramby the Rhino, too. And, all right, that's all I wanted to say. And also, congrats, Chad, for winning the Sea of Thieves contest. Now you can go on to rare property without politely getting escorted off the premises. Woohoo! Bye, guys.
Oh, there was nothing polite about it, Malik. We were chased off. Thanks for the call.
Which I hope you arrive, Chad, and they realize you're still on file, and so they can't actually let you in.
Do you think they have a picture of me taken from a security camera in a tree?
Yep.
Oh, well, that'll be a wasted trip then. At least it's not on my dime, eh?
All right, so Malik, the cartoon gamer, calling in with a strong support for Donkey Kong, and maybe Ramby the Rhino.
Yeah, he even sang a song.
Yeah. So if Donkey Kong does get in this year, it's because that's the last call we took, and that's the last thing people are thinking of in this episode. So if
by the way, I should point out that in the Twitch chat, I'll give deference to one of our $5 patrons. It seems like I Am Gibbon intended to make a call at the last minute in support of presumably Pauline, and didn't make the cut. I went through all the calls just before the show, and that was not among them.
Oh, it wasn't.
But vote Pauline on behalf of I Am Gibbon.
Okay, then forget Donkey Kong. We're going to end this show with I Am Gibbon. I'll just pretend to be I Am Gibbon calling in. Okay. So
Okay.
We'll do this. All right.
Sure.
Hi guys, this is I Am Gibbon. Woo-ha! I like arcade Donkey Kong and I like Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I can't get me enough of them little mini critters. Anyway, I was calling in to support Pauline. Man, Pauline. She's been grabbed by a gorilla and she wears a red dress. She's got bosoms and I like them.
Bosoms.
Ah, yes, Pauline. I'm going to support Pauline for the DK Vine Hall of Fame and you should too. I'm Gibbon and this is what I sound like. Yeah! I say.
Well, thank you for the call. I Am Gibbon. It's strange how high quality your voice was as compared to all the other callers, but we do appreciate hearing from you.
You know, he's calling from the heart of Arkansas. So he's got one of those tin cans on the telephone pole, like in Green Acres or whatever.
Oh, just the string, and then there's like a party line.
Yeah.
If you pick it up
and
at the wrong time.
It's always a party line when I Am Gibbon's on the other end. So thank you for the call, I Am Gibbon. And if you haven't voted yet, and I'm pointing my hand out at you in a vaguely menacing sort of fashion.
The inductee from last year.
If you, yes, who are in the Hall of Fame as an inductee, but if you have not voted for the Hall of Fame this year, if you're not cast your ballot for the 6 characters you want to support, then you can go to dkvine.com/Hall of Fame, all one word. You have through May 21st. And then look for the DK Vine Hall of Fame 2016 induction ceremony hitting dkvine.com/YouTube starting roughly around the first week of E3 this year. So, there you go.
We're still doing that? We're still trying to push this out at the same time as E3?
Well,
that was a horrible decision last year. I thought we would have learned from our mistakes.
That was a horrible decision every year. But, I don't learn from my mistakes.
All right. dkvine.com/Hall of Fame. We don't learn from our mistakes. Oh, where's the goddamn...
This has been a File 2 production.
Que rico.